All right, y'all. Before we dive in, a quick heads up.
This show is raw, real, and definitely not rated PG.
We're talking about adult themes, sexual content, and the kind of stuff you probably don't want blasting through your speakers at work or around your kids.
So grab some headphones, pour your drink of choice, and get comfy.
Oh, and just so we're clear, we are not licensed therapists, counselors, or sex coaches. Sex coaches.
Sex coaches.
Not sex couches.
We're just a couple of people sharing our lives, experiences, and sexy adventures and ethical non-monogamy. So with that, pull up a chair and enjoy the show.
And welcome to another episode of Beyond Monogamy. I'm Adam.
And I'm Pris. And today on our Wednesday Quickie, he was about to take a deep breath. And
I was about to announce it. I'm sorry.
Today on our Wednesday Quickie, we're going to be discussing Swinger 101. And this is really for our newbies. So our seasoned swingers, this is going to be a little rudimentary for you. So
our seasoned chicken swingers.
Our seasoned chicken swingers.
That's
right.
I
like that.
That's right. Well, you don't have to turn it off if you're experienced. Maybe there's some stuff that you're going to learn. But for our new people that are out there, they're listening, they're trying to get some questions answered. I have put together a long list of questions, and we're going to hit up some of these.
Okay.
So with that, welcome to Swinger 101 with Beyond Monogamy.
I like that.
Now, what is swinging, sweetheart? What is swinging?
Well, it is, I guess it's when you swap. I don't know. What is swinging? When you swap? When you're in certain lifestyles?
So it's basically a branch of ethical non-monogamy.
Okay. Why did you make me answer that?
Well, I was expecting a bit more than that.
Okay, ask me again.
No. It's okay. I think we've moved on.
Okay, go.
Essentially, it's a branch of ethical non-monogamy, but it focuses more on the sexual side of things. It is not strictly wife swapping. It is not, because it's not just couples.
Right.
And it's not just your basic regular man-wife couples.
Right.
Like, there's so many different dynamics.
Yeah.
So it covers all sexual aspects, all kink aspects.
Okay.
And essentially it's a gratification. That's a bit more on the sexual side, and it's a form of ethical non-monogamy.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, for us specifically, we like to have sex. So that's the portion that we enjoy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Now, is swinging the same thing as open relationships or poly? No.
No.
It is not.
No.
Like he said, it is all sexual based. It's primarily sexually based.
So swinging obviously is fully sexual and kink based.
Mm-hmm.
Open relationships is more so no labels whatsoever. It's just a couple that's basically saying we are open to whatever comes along. It could be romantic, it could be sexual, it could be anything in between. It's just open. And there's no real definition for them. And then poly is strictly romantic. That's really where polyamory means many relationships, many loves. So you can definitely define it however you like, but those three are very specifically different. Now, do you have to be married to swing?
No, you do not. You can be single. You can be poly and swing.
Yeah, we know
be in an open relationship and swing. Like that has nothing to do with either of those two. But yeah, you definitely do not have to be married.
Now, I have heard this question several times before in a lot of Facebook groups, and a lot of new people who come in, they seem to mix up this gray area. And I get asked this question a lot. Do most swingers date, or is it more casual? Sweetheart, do swingers date?
No, they do not.
Throw that out there real quick.
No, they do not.
Guess where she's sitting on that one.
They don't date. You can go on a date.
You can go on a date, but as far as a romantic date, it's not really a romantic date. Now, there are couple dates.
Yeah, there's couple
where
dates.
Two couples or more go out and they, meet each other, maybe hang out. Those are casual dates. They're not romantic dates. And this is where people kind of get into semantics. What is a date? Is a date romantic? Is a date just hanging out with people.
Right.
I mean, it really depends on what your definition is. But if you're looking at as far as dating as being romantic, no. A
No.
lot of people don't do that. Now, there are some that do, but for the most part, it's just
Mhm.
casual.
Yeah, there are some that do. Yep, it's just casual.
Yeah.
Says, how do we even start this conversation with our partner? Okay. How do you start the conversation with your partner?
Depends on your partner.
Depends on your partner. That is something, I mean,
It really depends on your
and how y'all
situation.
communicate.
For us, the conversation flowed relatively easy because she started it by telling me she was in the lifestyle previous
Mhm.
and got into her sexcapades with me, and it was just easy for
I can tell
me
you,
to bring it up.
yeah, I can tell
Yeah.
you how not to. Don't ever start it in an argument
Yeah, no, no, no,
and
no. There
don't
can't be any bad
use
feelings.
bad feelings. Don't do it.
Timing is everything.
Timing is the absolute, and you can have several conversations about it. It doesn't just have
Yes.
to be one. It's never one. In the lifestyle, you never stop having conversations.
No, obviously. I mean, we have this podcast. That's all we
Yeah.
do is have conversations.
Yeah.
But it's really it's scary to have that conversation, especially if you know that your spouse can be scary
Mm,
at times with their reactions or whatnot.
mm.
It's a good point to let out and be able to say, "Hey, I'm feeling this,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
curious about this, and it
Yeah.
has nothing to do with you or us. It's just something I want to try
Yeah.
or entertain
And y'all
the
can talk about it
conversation."
and talk about it. So
Yeah, yeah,
it is what it is. Y'all
absolutely.
are adults. So
Now, what if one of us is more into it than the other?
it also depends on your relationship. And is it okay if y'all are talking about it and hey, you can go ahead and try the lifestyle. I'm really not into it. I'm really not feeling it. And situations like that have happened and have I've seen them because the guy just didn't have that sexual drive anymore. I've
Yeah,
actually seen it
yeah,
where the woman has a disease and is unable to have sex
yeah.
and her husband is in the lifestyle. So can it work? Yeah. So
I've seen it
I've
successfully
seen it
work.
also not work. So
That's true too.
it's again, it just starts with a lot of communications.
And
Yeah,
that's the number one thing, and I'm sure you're gonna hear over and
you
over
are
again in
gonna
this
hear
show.
it.
Communication is the number one thing. And
Yeah,
so if you're talking about every single thing out there, it makes it a lot easier.
yeah.
Now, what boundaries should couples talk about first?
I think on how you want to approach the lifestyle. Do you guys want to meet up with couples? Do you want to go to meet and greets? Do you want to just jump in the club? When you do that, then you'll figure out what boundaries. That's really a once you've reached that point, your boundary could be anything. I mean, you should talk about those beforehand.
So
Like
is
a good
so
one?
when you talk about what you're hoping to get out of it,
Yeah.
and that's where that's gonna help you find what your boundaries are,
Yeah.
essentially? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty smart.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
you kind of
I
have
agree.
to.
I mean, that's really like when you have the talk with your spouse, know what you
Yeah.
wanna get out of it.
Yeah.
What are you looking to get out of it? Are
Yeah.
you looking to get a sense of community out of it? Are you looking to get experiences out of it?
Exactly.
Because there's a big difference between the 2, and if
Mhm.
so, what kind of experiences?
Yeah.
Is it purely sexual? Is it kink related? Is there something you wanna explore, with more people?
Yeah.
Or is it something you wanna explore with your partner? It's like there's so many different
And
avenues.
there's and I mean, if you already talked about that, then figure out your boundaries. We've had people that have boundaries of like no chats unless it's a group chat, you
Yeah.
know. Now, could that be a rule? What's the difference between a rule and a boundary?
We had a guest once say that a boundary, well, if I remember, it was something to the effect of, it's not a boundary unless it's something you're willing to leave the relationship over.
Yeah,
So if it's something that you're willing to end that relationship over, if it's broken, then it
that
would be
makes
considered a
sense.
boundary. Now,
Okay.
I have always been asked what's the difference between rules and boundaries, and I know that's a big one. It's really semantics. People oftentimes think it's the same thing. I was told once before that rules are not meant to be broken. Those are like solid, these are in place, these will
Mhm.
never change.
Mhm.
And boundaries are more flexible. you can bend them a little bit. They almost like you can move the goalpost a little bit further every now and then as you get more comfortable.
Yeah.
A good example of a boundary would be no kissing, right? But as you grow in the lifestyle, that boundary gets pushed away because.
But I mean, couldn't that be the same thing as a rule?
Well, so
right?
for us, a good example of this would be, for us, a boundary was we don't play separately. Well, that changed as we grew, right? But a rule for us is no secrets.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, there's no changing that.
Yeah.
Full transparency.
Yeah.
There's no changing that. That is a rule that's never to be broken.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So to me, and to people that I've spoken to about it, that's pretty much been the defining bit about it. But I know people use them interchangeably. Now, I'm kind of curious because this is really something that I feel you can speak a lot on. A lot of new people are scared about the lifestyle because of jealous feelings and jealousy. How am I going to handle this? How is my spouse going to handle this? Or my partner going to handle this? We are very jealous people, or she's jealous, or he's jealous. How is this going to come to fruition? How do you deal with jealousy when it comes up?
So jealousy isn't a bad thing. The tone behind it is always so judgmental, but jealousy is just a feeling like happiness is. It's just something you deal with. I am a very jealous person. Now,
Totes.
I am not green with envy. I do not envy anybody else. I just get jealous of certain things. And that was a big problem in the beginning for us because I didn't know how to express myself. I still get jealous.
Yeah.
And the only way that I can ever tell him is I tell him, hey, you did this and it made me feel like this. Now, he doesn't always accept that. He doesn't always oh, I'm so sorry, honey. I'm sorry that you didn't like that. No, it's not always like that. We have a very long discussion.
Yeah, oftentimes we have to come to the root of why you're feeling that way.
Yeah.
So I'm a big believer in, okay, I understand that you're feeling that way. Why are you feeling that way?
Yeah.
And unless you can give me a reason, if it's just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, then we need to talk about this until we get it
Mine
figured
was
out.
always, I don't know, because I didn't know how to face my own insecurities. But now my jealousies are just really silly. I think they're silly. So if I think they're silly, you can call them silly, baby.
Well, and normally whenever you communicate that with me, you normally say that right
Oh,
off the bat.
yeah.
You're like, so I'm dealing with something right
Yeah.
now, and I think it's really silly. It's really not a big deal, but I'm just going to tell you about it so I can move past it.
I don't even know what it is. And I was like, it's really silly, but this is what you got to do. And he was fine with it. He was like, okay. And then I started laughing, but I was like, but even though I'm laughing, it's okay. You still have to do it. He's like, okay.
Now, one of the things that we're often asked about revolves around a lot of consent. It revolves around safety and comfort.
Yeah.
Some of the questions that I've seen, and while it may seem silly to us, we have to remember that it's not silly to somebody who's new to the lifestyle. One question I saw once on a Reddit was, are we allowed to say no at any time? Absolutely.
You do not do anything you do not want to do.
Nope.
Nobody is, you are your own person and you are, you can say no anytime.
Anytime. There's a lot of people who enter the lifestyle and they do nothing but watch.
Yeah.
You go at your own pace. If you feel comfortable with something, then go for it.
Yeah.
But if you're not comfortable and if you're not 100% comfortable, then say no and feel okay with that. And if the people that you're talking to have a problem with you saying no, then those aren't your people. And it's time to move on.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
All right, honey. How do you turn someone down without being awkward or rude? That's what he does.
I would get this question.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm fully transparent.
Yes. So I struggle. I struggle because I don't like to hurt feelings.
Yes.
I have been known to have sex with somebody purely because I just didn't want to turn them down. I didn't want to hurt feelings. I know that sounds horrible, but I've gotten better at finding my no.
Yes.
And I have expressed it. I've said it before, just not as often as I should. And so I will say, obviously, hey, almost 15 years in the lifestyle, and I'm barely finding my no. So obviously, it's hard to do. It depends on how you feel about things. It depends on how comfortable you are. There's no easy way to say no to people. But what I'm starting to realize is when you're fully transparent and you're just genuinely honest and you don't say it ugly, most people, when you say no, will understand.
Yeah.
And it won't be bad. And
Yeah.
that's why I'm starting to find my no more, is because I've seen it every time I've used it and I've had to say no. It's been okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, I can do this.
There you go.
There you go.
I like that.
Yeah. Now,
I have no problem.
yeah, no, we know that. We're all very aware. We're aware of your ability to say no. Now, I'm curious, as far as you're concerned, what is your opinion on this? The differences between soft swap and full swap. What is it? What is soft swap?
One is boring and one is more fun.
Hey, there's some people that just live by soft.
Okay. Soft is only maybe touching. It could be anywhere from touching, like petting each other, making out with each other, with the other couple or the other person, be oral. It just really depends on what you want the soft part to be.
Yeah, it's everything but penetrative.
Yeah, and full swap is the big shebang.
It's everything.
It's everything.
Yeah. Yeah. So soft swap
hence
is
the word full.
Everything but penetrative sex.
Yeah. There you go.
Hence the word full.
Hence the
That's
word
right.
Full. Okay, honey. Do you have to play the first night you go to a club?
No. As a matter of fact, you don't have to do anything.
You don't have to play at all.
When we went to the club the very first time, which was a couple years ago, we did not play with others. As a matter of fact, most times when we go to the club, we don't always play with others. We play with each other. We're exhibitionists. We like to be watched. And so we like to put on a show. And we're always together. We're always with each other. And that's what we utilize the club for. And the first time we went to the club, that's exactly what we did. We went into an area that we could be scoped out at, out in the open. And we did our thing. And unfortunately, the club was dead that night. There was nobody watching, but we still had a great time.
Yeah.
Because the beds were comfortable.
There you go. All right, honey, because I don't have this problem. Sorry, people. How do you handle nerves the first time? So let's say, how do you just handle nerves, period? Club, playing, whatever.
I can tell you that, obviously you're asking me this because I have a lot of nerves. I have a lot of anxiety. That's something that you don't really deal with like I do.
I don't have a lot of anxiety, but loud noises trigger me. And so I get anxious and angry.
Yeah.
So I get very frustrated.
Yeah, you wouldn't like
but
it.
I don't have those.
No, she doesn't have anxieties. So I do. Whenever it comes down to it's time to finally meet somebody for play, I used to get really nervous. I'm talking like full body shakes, like even up to the point to where we get there that I just want to cancel. It's very nerve wracking. But then what I started realizing was most of the time, the people that we would go meet with or the people that we were going to go play with for the first time were just as nervous as I was. Literally, you are the only one who's never nervous in every single situation. So most times when you are about to play with somebody for the first time, they're just as nervous as you are. And so if you can openly talk about it and own it, it makes it a lot easier for those nerves to go away. And that's my secret. So when we meet up with people that I'm really nervous and playing with, and sometimes every now and then they'll be like, "Oh, you're shaking," or whatever. I'm like, well, I'm really nervous. Like I was looking forward to this and I'm just nervous. And saying that out loud and having that discussion with the person you're about to play with, I don't know. It's almost like it just kind of goes away.
I gotcha.
It gets better.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. Now, what if one partner wants to stop mid-experience?
You stop mid-experience. You should always have a safe word or a gesture of some sort to abruptly interrupt the interactions that are happening. So, yeah, it's okay to say no mid-stop. Mid-experience.
Well, I've always expected it. I don't think it's ever really happened, but yeah, I've always expected something to happen. Like that sounds like my worst nightmare.
Because he's married to me.
Because
you're married to me.
One, I don't want to have a confrontation, or I don't want to get into a fight with somebody. period. But I definitely don't want to do it when I'm naked and balls deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where it's just it's a scary notion. It's never happened.
It's
It's one of
never
those things that plays
happened.
up in your head
Yeah.
like it could be a horrible thing,
Yeah.
but it really doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of clubs, what actually happens at a swingers club for people who have never been?
Oh man, people dance. There's very loungy couches on the ones we go to. They all just hang out. They're on the dance floor dancing, they're eating, they're just chatting, they're going from table to talk to people. It's a really big fun event in the front, and then of course in the back there's rooms you can play, you can walk by and watch. There's BDSM areas.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot going on even on the slow nights.
Yeah,
Like
you can really be like overstimulated
you
sometimes
definitely can.
because there's just so much going
We
on.
are people watchers,
Yeah.
so we love to sit on our and everyone always tells us, you can come say hi, blah, blah, blah. We get to the club and we sit and we people watch. Most of them are our friends and we love the outfits that people come up with. And I don't know, it's just fun to people watch.
It is fun to
Yeah.
people watch.
So,
I have always enjoyed it, but I will say that what people don't expect, and this was one of my fears the most, what I thought of, and it wasn't really a fear, but it's what this misconception that a lot of people have is that you're going to walk into a club and it's like an eyes wide shut experience where
I
you
wish.
walk in and
Just kidding.
everybody's just having sex everywhere.
I've never
And
seen
that's
that
not the
movie.
case. Well, we're going to have to watch it now.
Oh,
It's okay.
okay.
But that's kind of what you expect. You expect
Yes.
basically you're walking into a big club of orgy.
Yeah.
And I will break that misconception because a lot of times you go in there, people are dancing, people are drinking, they're talking with other people,
Socializing.
socializing.
That's the word I wanted.
Realistically, nobody is having sex unless Adam and Pris are there. We're the only ones that really go and get down in the back before midnight. And then come 11:30 or midnight, then people have
Peace.
been drinking and they do all that stuff. Then they kind of make their way to the back towards the early hours of the night if they
Yeah.
decide to play. Now, obviously, it's not all out in the open. You can have it out in the open if you
Mhm.
want, like us. But all these clubs always have play areas that you can close a curtain or you can close a door. You can have full privacy if you
Mhm.
want it. You can have some privacy where
Mhm.
people can't come in, they can only see. You can have some privacy where it's, you can invite some people in. Or like I said, you could just be out in the open. So that's one thing to consider. But remember, phones are rarely allowed.
Yeah.
So people think that they can go in there and you can film whatever. If you type swinger club in any porn search, you will rarely find any kind of video that has been taken at a
Yeah.
swingers club
Yeah.
because they watch those things.
They
Like they're
do.
really, really
Yeah,
watching
they're
to make sure
watching
that
you.
nobody is got their phones out.
Yeah.
Nobody,
In
some
some clubs, you can have it like on your table and in the dance area.
yeah.
But there's other clubs where you can't even have it out.
Yeah.
Like you have to step out of the club and into the little pay area to be on your phone. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
very
So
they protect your privacy.
they protect your
So
privacy, they protect the privacy of others. You
Mhm.
want a place that's safe. So I've seen people complain about, "Oh, well, they won't let me have my phones out." Well, I understand that that is I don't know, it's a bother, it's a
Mhm.
nuisance.
Mhm.
Maybe you wanna take pictures with your friends and stuff like that, but
Mhm.
it is a safety thing, and the moment that you would be in a situation where if you're discreet, you could be outed, you can understand and appreciate that is a safety concern.
Yeah.
You don't wanna end up on somebody else's film and
Yes.
get outed. You know what I mean?
Very true.
Yeah,
Very true.
yeah. Now, how would you approach another couple that you're interested in?
So honestly, if we saw a couple there and you said, "Hey, what about them?"
Mhm.
I would just take your hand. Let's go introduce ourselves and be like, "Hi, blah blah blah. Do you mind if we sit here because we think you're fine, very sexy, and we want to play?"
Yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, I can be real cutesy when I want to be.
Yeah, I really rely on her because I kind of go into my shell
Yeah.
and I'm like, "Man, I don't wanna talk to
And
anybody." And
once
then
they're
she pulls me
okay,
out
then
there.
boom. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we start having a conversation, but
But a lot of
Previous to
them
that,
are
I
our
don't like
friends anyway, so it's
not the new people that
no,
we
but I'm
meet.
saying, like, the ones there's a lot of that are there that are our friends, so it's
Yeah.
like, just going. So you really have to just be comfortable, accept the occasional no thank you.
Yeah.
They may not be ready, they may need liquid courage. A lot of people just are different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just be accepting of whatever answer they give you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Now, that's the club experience, and that
Mhm.
was something that we were lucky enough to have, even though it was just a couple years ago. But one thing that we've really always been immersed in since we started were the apps and the different sites
Oh, yeah.
involved in finding our community.
Yeah.
Now, we struggled initially
Mhm.
to find our community.
Mhm.
In our original hometown, it was just difficult
It
because
was.
we were on different websites
Yeah.
like Adult Friend Finder and Swing Lifestyle,
Mhm.
and which are still around. But unfortunately, what we dealt with those were there was a lot of fake accounts. There
A
was a lot
lot.
of bot
And I mean, and
accounts.
there's a lot of
And that's everywhere.
on those apps especially, you're gonna find that.
Yeah, yeah, and you are, and that's something that you have to be prepared for,
Mhm.
is that you don't know exactly who you're talking to. Sometimes people ask for verification, and
Yeah.
rightfully so.
Yeah.
What would a verification be? Give me an
So I
example.
asked for verification. If you message me, I want you to hold a piece of paper with today's date on and take a picture. You can do a video or whatever, but I want to make sure that today's date is on there.
Yeah,
Because that's just
there's people scamming.
I have done that so many times. I've only had one person be honest.
Really?
So just imagine, I get messages all day
Yeah.
long.
Yeah.
One person.
There's that when it comes to women,
Mhm.
there's a lot of men pretending to be
Oh,
couples,
yeah.
pretending to be women
And I am
so
the
that they
wrong
can
person.
try and get your pictures
Yeah.
or maybe try and get a little bit of sex talk,
Mhm.
whatever gets them off, you know what I mean?
No.
And so they try to do a lot of that stuff. And then they'll also message the husband. I've been messaged
Mhm.
by a lot of fake accounts. Let's talk about our wives. Let's trade pictures. Nah, bro, I don't do that.
That's how you can tell the fake profiles from the actual people.
Yeah, yeah. Now, there are a couple of different websites and
Yes.
apps that
Mhm.
do verification.
Yes.
Now, our big ones are our favorites are SDC.
Mhm.
SDC does great
They
verification of
do.
of their people. And they have an amazing community. I think they're probably one of the better communities out
Mhm.
there. And I love SDC.
Me too.
Now, as far as apps are concerned, 3Fun
3 Fun is a good one.
does
Mhm.
and they have verification
Mhm.
where you have to take a picture a certain way, like you have to do a thumbs up with your
Yeah.
partner or whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of funny, but
Yeah.
you don't have to verify, but it gives you that option so that you
Mhm.
can see the people that you're talking to. If they're verified,
Yes. So you
that's
can have
automatically
conversations, I think, and to message them,
yeah,
so you have to be verified. So, yeah,
yeah.
those are some good ones.
Yeah, yeah, those are definitely our favorite, and we have tried a lot. We
Yes.
tried apps when we were poly. There
Mhm.
are, OkCupid, Bumble, and of course, everybody does Tinder and all those things where you're looking for romantic exchanges. But then you've got stuff like 3Fun. You've got, I think there's one called Three Way. There's one called Unicorn Landing that's specifically for
Oh,
unicorns,
yeah.
which is pretty cool. There's just all sorts of different
Mhm.
kinds
Mhm.
and it depends on which one you want to go for. Now, us personally, our most success came from Facebook. One, because I'm a cheap bastard and Facebook is free. But two,
This is true.
the communities on Facebook are pretty large. The
Yeah.
Facebook groups out there. Now, the problem is that you have to get invited to a Facebook group
Yes.
because they're private.
Yes.
So if I just started this Facebook page and I'm going to go look for groups,
Yeah.
it's going to be a little difficult.
It is. That's very hard because 'cause they're private, so
Yeah. So your best bet is there are some public groups that you can get into and you can explore the public groups and hope that somebody will eventually invite you to a private group.
Mhm.
Speaking of groups, you may be seeing a Beyond Monogamy Facebook group soon. And
Yes.
that, all you got to do is hit us up. I'll get you in there.
There will be verification.
Yes. Now, another big realm of questioning that I've gotten is regarding health,
Okay.
sexual transmitted
Okay,
diseases.
yeah.
So, how do STI conversations usually happen? Like, is it easy for you to talk about this with other people?
Yes, and it's never been hard for people to ask us. So,
Yeah.
if you want to know if they regularly test, ask.
Just ask. Just
Ask them.
ask.
If you want to have them get tested before you sleep with them, ask them too.
I know people that ask to see your test
Yeah,
results
and if
and the
they
date
do,
before
then
you guys
yeah,
even
don't
like
come up with this, "Oh, it's a HIPAA thing."
yeah,
No. If you're
yeah.
gonna be in here, you're gonna go test,
That's right.
period.
It's just the way it is.
So, yeah.
Now, how often do swingers test? Now, I know this varies depending on who you talk to, but the swinger community actually tests way more than the vanilla
Way
community.
more.
And that's something that if you listen to some of our
Mhm.
episodes, I believe Jaime Gama,
Mm.
one of our guests, had touched up on is that, in the vanilla world, nobody's really
Nobody
testing.
is testing.
And they use a condom for a little while when they're single, but then they get into a relationship where they stop using a condom and
Mhm.
they stay with that person for a couple of years and then they go out and then they go do their thing again. You don't know what you're spreading.
You
You know
don't.
what I mean? And these people aren't testing.
Yeah.
Now, in this community, we do active testing and we
Mhm.
preach for it often. And most times, condoms are expected.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I say most times because some people have certain kinks.
Yeah.
Some people are closer than others.
And that's fine, but it's whatever you want it to be, but testing is way, way more regular. Now, you can catch something.
Yeah.
I catch coughs all the time.
Yeah. Every time we go out,
Like,
you guys, you and a friend of ours, y'all
yeah,
get strep
so,
throat.
stuff like that is what you're gonna actually see more common, like, oh, the common cold because of,
Yeah.
honestly,
Or the flu.
oh my
Oh,
gosh. So understand, we wanna have lots of partners, so we are very safe.
yeah. You really
If you
have
mess
to
up
be.
one partner, you just messed up one partner for, like, thousands of people because you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So we really do try to keep this community safe. And I
Yeah,
feel like most of the people in this community
yeah,
who are serious about it, they do the same.
yeah, and
Uh,
don't be scared, like, if you want I always seem to be the person to bring up the condom conversation. Like, I don't.
I think a lot of people, they feel awkward about it or they
Yeah,
don't want to talk
and
about
don't
it.
be, like,
No, you have to
they're
really be able to talk
condoms, they
about it.
need to be used, they need to be worn, it's a safety thing, like, do not be embarrassed about it, and if you don't like to wear them, say that. Figure something out,
Yeah. Yeah.
like,
And to my seasoned swingers out there, when somebody tells you that they don't play with condoms, don't be
"Oh,
judgmental.
don't shame."
Don't shame them.
That is their
That's their
preference.
that's their preference.
Yeah,
That's their thing. And because it's not for you, don't shame. I mean,
yeah,
you don't have to do it.
exactly.
Don't make anybody feel worse than they already are. Because I guarantee you, by them saying that to you, they already felt a little bit ashamed just having to say it because they're
Everybody
expecting.
has their own kinks
Yeah.
and or not even kinks, everybody has their own rules, and that's one of them. So,
Yes. Yes. Can swinging affect jobs, friendships, or family?
yes. Yes, it can. I think I got a lot of judgment when I came out bisexual. It wasn't
Oh
really the
yeah.
swinging, and then I think people just figured out when they asked me. So if you ask me, am I a swinger? I'm gonna be very honest with you. Yes, you can. Just friends. I
Yeah.
lost a lot of friends.
Yeah. Well, we did an episode and we had an attorney on. And we basically got into that. Jonathan Lane, he basically discussed what the repercussions are. Most of us live in at-will states
Mhm.
and work for at-will employers who can let you go for any reason at all and
Mhm.
not tell you what that reason
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
And so all it takes is for you to be outed,
Mhm.
and
And
there
that's it.
goes your opportunity at a really good job. If you're having custody issues and your judge knows about it, it could be brought up in a
Mhm.
certain way. So, yeah, there's a lot of reasons why people are discreet about this sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah. Does swinging ruin relationships? Yes,
It can.
it can.
It can.
Communication, people.
Yeah.
Communication, communication.
Yeah. But in the same way that swinging can ruin relationships, you can ruin your own vanilla
It doesn't have
relationship. I mean,
anything
realistically,
exactly.
I know a lot of people who are cheaters
Yes.
in the vanilla world,
Yes.
and they're okay with
And
this,
liars.
and liars, and they're
Um,
okay with this. They don't mind not having
yeah.
communication.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yes, it can ruin relationships.
Now, what do you think are the biggest beginner mistakes?
Ooh, jumping in too soon.
Yeah?
Eager beavers.
Eager beavers.
Eager beavers. When you're an eager beaver, get it.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that. I think jumping into a situation that you're not prepared for,
Yes.
um, maybe just kinda half-assed, saying yes when deep down you really wanted to say no,
Yes.
those can help really screw up
Yeah.
your fun.
Yeah.
It's not a good idea. So, what makes a couple successful in the lifestyle? What do you think?
I think when they have a solid foundation already, when they
Mhm.
have a good relationship, and now you get the communication started. We weren't always good communicators
No.
in the beginning.
Yeah, it takes time.
And this was just in just regular relationships before this, we weren't good communicators. So if you want to do this lifestyle, you have to be a good communicator. You have to be understanding.
Yeah.
You cannot go into the mentality of you're doing it to fix your marriage because
Oh, that's the
that's the
worst.
worst.
That is the worst.
So I think a successful couple in the lifestyle is just somebody who really has that good solid foundation and has a good conversations.
Communication all the way.
Mhm.
Communication all the way. Well, I couldn't agree more, and I think you've said it right there. And with that, I don't think there's anything left to say for our new people out there. I hope you took a lot away from this. I know that we skipped over a lot of
We
questions, actually. We
did.
really tried to answer the ones that we get the most,
Mhm.
and we can revisit this another day. But if you want to know more, if you're interested in knowing more, you can always hit up both of our TikToks
Mhm.
because we push out content like that all the time.
Yes.
And obviously we do shows like this.
Yes.
So always follow us. Let us know how you like this conversation or what questions you may have. There is one place that you can direct those conversations.
Where is that?
The Beyond Monogamy Confessional, which is
Oh.
100% anonymous. Now, do you know where you can find that confessional?
Where can I find that confessional?
Well, I'm glad you asked. It's at our website, www.beyond-monogamy.com. And not only is our Beyond Monogamy 100% anonymous confessional available to anybody who wants to take part in it, where you can leave your
Uh-huh.
stories and your questions and just tell us what you think about anything. But you can also find all of our episodes there, all of our video clips, all of our blogs, and pretty much all of our merch, all of our events, like wherever we're going to be at. You have a way to find everything and anything beyond monogamy.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
At www.beyond-monogamy.com.
Okay.
That's right.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. And so, yeah, be sure and go check that out. The other thing also, you may be hearing us on here or not,
Uh-huh.
but we are also on fullswapradio.com.
When?
We are on fullswapradio.com every Thursday at
Mhm.
2 p.m. and 7 p.m. Central Standard Time.
I like that.
Yeah. So there you go. So every 2 p.m., 7 p.m. Thursdays,
Yes.
Full Swamp Radio, along with a bevy of other
So go
adult
show us some love
podcasters.
there. And
Absolutely.
remember, again, you can find all of these episodes and all of our merch and all of our socials on www.beyond-monogamy.com. So please go over there. This gentleman here, he really created a nice little
I'm
website.
very proud of it.
Go leave a confessional.
Go support your community members because we're all part of the
Go
same
do
community.
that. Go have some
Yeah.
fun.
And I'm gonna grovel. I'm gonna beg just for a minute. If you can't look at this, turn away. But I'm gonna reach out to every member of our community, every person listening to this show or watching us on YouTube. It doesn't take long for you to give us a review at really anywhere that you listen to us, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
Mhm.
Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, Pandora. Yeah, we're on all of them, or YouTube, or even on our website, www.beyond-monogamy.com. You can actually review our show.
Yes, you can.
Yes. So while I'm being silly and whatnot, realistically, I would really, really appreciate it if you could take 2 seconds out of your day, head to one of those platforms and give us a review because it really helps us grow in this community,
Yes.
helps us grow in this space, and we'll love you forever for it.
Yes.
Yeah. And with that, we really appreciate you guys listening. We will see you guys next week.
Bye.